Now, before I begin this review, I think it's about time that I let you all know exactly who I am. And fortunately for you guys, I think I got the perfect thing to tell you all that. Hit it!
Black Critic Guy, that is my name. Reviewing media is my game. Movies, anime, TV shows. Some of them rock, but most of them blow.
Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and I'm here today by popular demand to review the film Teen Titans Go to the Movies. To put it simply, Teen Titans Go to the Movies is about how Robin wants to fit in and have his own superhero film so that he can be with the big boys like Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, although we don't really talk about him. And the team try their best to make it happen through their silly, over-the-top ways, as well as facing off against their arch nemesis, Slade. Now I know this won't come as a big shocker to anybody, but I don't hate the Teen Titans Go TV series. I find it enjoyable from time to time. There are some parts I like and find funny, while there are other parts that really annoy me and I feel like the joke dragged on for way too long, and I understand some people's legitimate criticisms of the show. I think that they're valid. But do I think that it's the worst thing ever created or that it completely destroyed the Teen Titans? Absolutely not. But of course, we live in the internet age where overreacting is the norm. So a big old rage fest over Teen Titans Go ensued, and it became the popular thing to bash, hate on, and mock the series. Oh my god, it's so juvenile, it's so stupid, it's just the characters making poop and fart jokes, and they just can't take any of the situations seriously. This isn't the Teen Titans that I grew up with. I want those Teen Titans back. Whoa, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that a cartoon show made for kids, airing on Cartoon Network, whose demographic is between 6 to 15-year-olds, has a show with characters acting silly? Whoa! That's freaking insane! I never would have thought a show like that would ever exist on Cartoon Network. And look, I don't mean to turn this review into an in defense of Teen Titans Go video. Besides, I made one of those 2 years ago. But I will say that the vitriol surrounding the show has gone way out of hand, has been blown out of proportion, and I think we just need to chill out with the Teen Titans Go hate, especially because most of this vitriol, most of this hate does not come from the new generation, their target demographic. I'm sure there are plenty of kids that don't like the show and don't waste their time watching the show. But a majority of the noise surrounding this show, a majority of the hatred and vitriol for Teen Titans Go come from people from my generation that just don't like the treatment of the Teen Titans in this new iteration and are just pissed off that they weren't given a full resolution with the original series or even a continuation with the original series. And you are free to feel that way, you are free to think that way. I'm not saying you cannot. But I must remind you once again, this show was not made with you in mind. But as I stated earlier, we're not here to discuss the hatred surrounding the Teen Titans Go TV series. We're here today to review the film based off of the hated TV series, Teen Titans Go to the Movies. And before I begin, I must say, I was kind of surprised that they even decided to make a theatrical feature for Teen Titans Go. I mean, I get that it is Cartoon Network's most popular show, or one of its most popular shows, but was it popular enough to warrant a theatrical release? Especially because I feel like the quality of the film, besides the larger budget and the better animation quality, felt more or less like a TV movie. It could have easily been released on TV and it would have been perfectly fine. But hey, they made the decision to release it theatrically, so here we are. And I went to go see the movie because I know a bunch of you were asking me to check it out, and there was a very interesting Easter egg near the end of the film that many people wanted me to react to. So I spent some time this Sunday morning / afternoon watching Teen Titans Go to the Movies. And what did I think about it? I don't really feel any differently about this movie than I do for the series. In fact, I feel the same way about the film as I do for the series. There's some parts I found really enjoyable, really funny and likable, but then there are other parts I felt like were way too silly, way too annoying, the jokes dragged on for far too long, and I'm just like, just get on with it already. Much like the show itself, I thoroughly enjoyed the overall meta-ness of the film, from its jokes to its references to how self-aware it is both as a film and as a franchise. And I don't know about you guys, but I got a kick out of all the Easter eggs scattered throughout the film. Some of them were very easy to spot. In fact, I would say that they were blatantly obvious. Like, there's this one about a cameo that at first I actually found quite hysterical and I laughed out loud. I could not believe that they actually addressed it. But then they bring it back near the end of the film. I'm like, okay, well, we got the joke the first time. There's really no need to bring it back up again. At this point, it feels like you're just beating the point in. We get it, guys. We get that. Don't ruin a perfectly good joke. But then there are those obscure Easter eggs, the blink it you'll miss it references, or ones that you weren't even aware of that only super comic book fans or fans of superhero films and their histories would be aware of. My personal favorite was the guy that they got to voice Superman. I won't tell you who it is, but when you find out who voiced Superman in this film and then you look up the history of the Superman films, you're gonna laugh your ass off and you're gonna be so blown away. As I mentioned prior, the animation here is really good, and I do like that they had a variety of animation styles. Like, they did the traditional style that they used for the TV show, but then they also did like a Disney style, they did stop motion, they made them look more realistic looking. I like that. I like that they had variety with their animation style. Another thing that surprised me was how good many of the action scenes were in this film. They were fun, energetic, and a bit creative. I applaud them for pulling off some really solid action scenes. The voice acting's solid, no surprise there, and the characters are quite enjoyable, albeit a bit annoying from time to time, especially Beast Boy and Cyborg, which didn't really surprise me as they were as annoying in this film as they were in the TV series, with some good moments here and there. But Beast Boy, he really gets on my nerves. Like, just the way that he talks, the way he presents himself. I get that he's supposed to be over the top and silly. That's what he was like in the original series anyway. But there's just something about him that makes me go, man, will you just shut up sometimes? And I'll say this, while it is a sillified version of Slade, I liked his representation. Although he does make bad jokes or jokes that just went on for far too long, which is a big problem with the series in general, they still kept the menace factor with the character alive. He was an imposing threat against the Titans. And whenever the action sequences would be happening, they treated it seriously. Like, these were actual action scenes. They weren't just big jokes. Even though there were some like humorous bits to them, the fights between Slade were handled relatively seriously. And you know what? I appreciated that because that made these action sequences stand out way more and they were more enthralling to me. And the last praise I'll give Teen Titans Go to the Movies is, although I did find the story and its overall message extremely cliche, I really dug the message. And I'm glad that the series is embracing that message wholeheartedly because that's exactly what they need to do. Don't listen to the haters, don't listen to what people are saying about you, embrace your message. And I'm glad that the movie does embrace the message. Now, when it comes to my criticisms for Teen Titans Go to the Movies, they're exactly the same criticisms I have for the show. There are many times where jokes are just not that funny, way too silly and annoying, or they just drag on for far too long. There are many jokes in this film where I'm like, okay, I get the joke already. Can we just move on to the next scene or move on to the next joke? And some of these jokes were also very repetitive, another problem I had with the series. There's a ridiculous amount of musical numbers in this film, most of which were cringe-inducing, generic sounding, and completely forgettable. By the film's end, I only really remembered two songs. Only two songs really stood out to me. One was this upbeat song sung by a tiger, voiced by Michael Bolton of all people, that kind of grew on me as the film went on, but it's no Everything is Awesome. They tried to be just like Everything is Awesome, but the thing is, Everything is Awesome was a cleverly written song with a very catchy beat that was in itself a critique of how modern day pop songs sound. Whereas Upbeat is just exactly what it is. It's an upbeat song sung by a tiger voiced by Michael Bolton. And the second one was this Teen Titans Go rap that, I won't lie, the first time I heard it, I cringed so hard, guys. I mean, I couldn't believe. I felt like I was transported back to the 1990s, and I was watching like one of those films where they thought, oh, since rap is the hip, cool thing, we have to make characters rap. And oh, I think I facepalmed like 3 different times during that rap. And the lyrics, don't even get me started. But surprisingly, I'm not kidding. They bring the song back at the end of the film, and I actually liked it, and I felt like it was very fitting, not only for the scene, but kind of felt like the entire mantra of the film about embracing oneself. I'm like, okay, they're embracing the cringiness of the song, but you know what? They're actually pulling it off pretty well. But other than those 2 songs, I didn't care about the other songs. The other songs really suck. There's this one scene, they play freaking dubstep. Dubstep! What is this, 2015? Nobody listens to dubstep no more. What is this? And lastly, as mentioned prior, I found the story to be extremely cliche. It's that typical kid story about, you know, one person is striving to be this one thing, then they realize it's not all that it's cut out to be, and they're like, oh yeah, just believe in oneself. You just have to be yourself, guys. That type of story. We've seen that story done 1,000 times, and in my honest opinion, done way better. Not to mention, I hated how many times they would bring the story to a screeching halt so that they could tell a stupid joke or have a scene that really adds nothing to the entire story. Just this one scene that drags on for far too long, and I'm like, okay, can we please move on? I'm done with this moment. But at the end of the day, guys, I found Teen Titans Go to be serviceable, adequate, harmless, nothing really that damaging. There are some things I liked about it, there were some things I found really bad about it. Overall, I'm just like, it's okay. I don't really think you need to rush out to see this film. As I said before, it comes off as a made-for-TV movie with a high budget. They easily could have released this on TV perfectly fine. You wouldn't have to charge people literally $12.50 to go watch this film. And now with the review portion all but done with, let's actually get into the one thing that you all actually want me to talk about, the mid-credit scene. And if you haven't seen the film yet and don't know nothing about the mid-credit scene, go to this link right here so that it's not spoiled for you. But I think it's safe to say that a majority of you already know what the mid-credit scene is. It set the internet ablaze on Friday night, Saturday morning my time. Everybody was talking about it, and they were asking me to watch and review the film so I can talk about it as well. So here I am talking about it. So, what is the mid-credit scene? Basically, we see the original Teen Titans. The ones from the early 2000s, the ones that all of us grew up with and that we love and adore. And Robin says that they may have found a way to come back, hinting that they might be making a new season of the original Teen Titans series, which I gotta say, really exciting. I hope this isn't a joke. I'm really excited to see a new season of Teen Titans because I loved the original Teen Titans. It's such a well-constructed show with great action, great humor, great character development, interesting stories. It's just a really well-done, concise series that was canceled way before its time. It was canceled way too abruptly because the toy sales were bad. Really? Cartoon Network? You're gonna just end it like that because the toys weren't selling? Come on! But yeah, I mean, that's really what I thought about the mid-credit scene. I'm just excited to see them back. It was really nice to see that style on the big screen. It could have made a whole movie with them instead of, the Teen Titans Go. I would have preferred that. That would have been great. I would have preferred that than Mr. F. Batman over here, just You're finally listening to us, huh, DC, huh? You're finally getting it! But as always, guys, I'm not the end-all be-all opinion when it comes to Teen Titans Go to the Movies. I would love to know what you guys thought of the film as well. Did you absolutely adore it? Is it one of your favorite films of the year? Did you find it really entertaining and funny? Or did you find it boring, dull, repetitive, silly, moronic, sophomoric? You couldn't get into it. It's just so stupid. And do let me know what you guys thought about the mid-credit scene if you have seen it and know of it. Are you excited about the mid-credit scene, or do you feel like it's just another way for the series creators to be trolling us and it's actually not going to lead to anything? And do let me know, who is your favorite member of the Teen Titans? Growing up, I was a big fan of Beast Boy. He was my favorite. But now, I'm kind of leaning towards Cyborg or Robin or Raven. I think between those three, those are my favorite. In fact, Cyborg and Raven, I'm gonna pick those two. They're my personal favorites. And I do think that Starfire and Robin's relationship is really cute. I like that. Comment below, let me know. Stay tuned, got more videos coming your way. I'm hoping to get all my top 10 lists done before the end of the top 10 month. I only have 3 more days. Oh, stress. But do stay tuned, more videos are on their way. If you'd like to see more videos on the channel, be part of the Black Critic Group, please hit the subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. If you'd like to send me any fan letters, send it to this PO box right up here. And I'm talking about the goofy and silly Teen Titan known as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.
Black Critic Guy, that is my name. Reviewing media is my game. Movies, anime, TV shows. Some of them rock, but most of them blow.